Hi. So thank you for subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. So I was asked about the life class and when that was coming back, and I thought about it and thought about it. I said, gosh, let me do some lessons, from my 20s and stuff that I believe how I wish I knew, but stuff that I knew and did in my 20s, right? So let's start with the number one thing that I think you've got in your 20s, and it's time and energy. Don't waste it. A couple of years ago, when I was appointed program controller at KISS 100, the office I occupied had a glass wall, and it was very much near the exit entrance. I remember I used to watch interns and people, these people are 24, 25, leaving the office at 5 on the dot, like there was a fire in the building. And I could never understand, where are you going? Because in my 20s, when I started off at Capital, I worked Sunday to Sunday, and every hour God sent. I've always said one of the funniest things I remember from my early days at Capital was voicing classifieds with Eric and Davi. And because we wanted to go to choices for the keg downer, we would call ahead and ask for our kegs to be reserved, because we knew we could never leave the office in time for happy hour, but we wanted to still have kegs at that price. So we used to call ahead. So it's not that we didn't have a chance to get to choices and do all the things you did in your 20s, but there was stuff to be done, and it had to be done after 5. Sometimes a classified used to come in at 6:15. You're still voicing it at 6:30, quarter to 7. But I don't regret doing what I needed to do in my 20s. And let me tell you this, you think that, you've got things to do, places to go, money to spend, bars to sit at. First and foremost, you're sitting around, and I like to say this, and some of you get so offended, and I laugh because I know it's true. I'm living proof. You're sitting in bars drinking rubbish. Why don't you work really hard in your 20s so in your 30s you can actually drink the finer stuff? Thank you very much, okay? Yes, the stuff that doesn't actually give you hangovers. But also, seriously, what you don't want to do is be working as hard as you should have worked in your 20s, in your 30s and 40s. How unfair is that? If there's one thing you've got in your 20s, it's time and energy. Use it, don't waste it. Subscribe. A few more lessons from my 20s in a moment.